So you can see here the seat that's had all the covers removed. They're there on the floor. We're just going to chuck those away. They're no use for anything. The cushions, though, are none of the matter. I would hold on to those, because what you might find when you get your new cushions, that unfortunately they're probably not going to match the old ones quite as much as you'd hoped, and you're going to have a problem fitting your new seat covers. So I would hold on to these until you get your new cushions, match them up. You may have to cut the new cushions down. When you've got them all fitted, then you can throw away, that's fine. But for the moment, just hold on to them. So you can see the seat here now. We've removed the cushions. We're going to remove the webbing in a minute, but we can see it's in a pretty poor state. So we'll just wire brush that up, give it a coat of black paint, and then see where we are. Okay, so we spent about half an hour giving this a brush up with the old zip wheel and the angle grinder, and it's come out reasonably well. You'll notice I haven't taken it apart, because quite frankly it's a lot easier to handle when it's in one piece than when you split it into two separate pieces. So what we'll do, once we've painted it, we'll then split it into two, and we'll cover it when it's in two pieces, and obviously then reassemble it when the covers are done. Okay, so now it's had a quick coat of black paint. We're just going to give that a little while to dry. Once it's dry, we'll just turn the frame upside down and just make sure we've caught all the bits on the other side. And then I think the seat will be ready for covering. Okay, so we finished painting our seats, and we're offering up our new seat cushions. Now, before anybody says anything, yes, these are new. They've just been knocking around in our storeroom for a number of years, and they've got a little bit grubby. But they're exactly the same as what you're going to get if you buy one right now. Now, we've gone for the flat seat style rather than the humpy. So I think these fit the seat covers that we supply a lot better, and they're going to give you a much better finish. But there's a big problem. These seat cushions are never going to fit this seat frame as they are. So if we look underneath, it's already overhanging about 3 or 4 inches, maybe more. It can't go back because the rear it's come down too far. I mean, the rear is correctly located. There you see it on the frame. It's there on the headrest. And if we look and we compare it to the old one, I mean, quite honestly, there's just no comparison. They're ridiculous. It's a good 4 or 5 inches longer. A bit wider, but that's fine because the sponge is sort of compressed a bit. But it's the length that's the problem. So we're going to have to get our Stanley knife, and we're going to have to reshape that cushion to make it fit. But the problem is, like I said, these are from a major supplier of MG parts in the UK. And as far as I know, all the other suppliers are supplying the same cushion. So I don't think there's anything else out there. And it has been a bit of an issue. Okay, so we just re-offered up the old rear, and we're just trying to get an idea of what we're trying to achieve. So we're trying to achieve it to come down, and it's going to be above the hinges, and it's going to go across the back, and it's going to go level with the bottom, that bar. Okay, so let's make a start. So you can see we've used this scalpel. We've just trimmed this back, and that's not a bad match. But you can see, if we just go to the other side, how much we've actually cut off. We've cut off a good 2 to 3 inches off the bottom of this foam. We're just going to attack the other side now and see what it comes out like. Okay, so we've now trimmed the cushion right up. It's slightly longer than the original, but we're hoping that's just going to compress up, give it a nice plump look when it's finished. Let's go and try and offer it onto the seat frame. Okay, so now we've got the back cut right back. We can see the front squab join there is pretty level. That's going to sit okay. We can see the back is once that's all glued back, that's all going to sit okay. Put the back card in, then glue the cushion on. I think that's all going to be fine. So we've now fitted the diaphragm to the seat base. We've unbolted the bolts that hold the back on, so I'm just going to lift that away. And now we've got the base on its own, we're just going to fit the squab cushion, fit the cover, and then we'll turn our attention to the back. Okay, so we just offered up the squab cover to the cushion just to make sure we've got the right one. Some are handed, some are not. This particular one is handed. It has a narrow side and it has a wide side that match up to the cushions. And then obviously different cushions require gluing in slightly different ways. What we're going to do with this one, we're just going to glue the centre. We'll get the centre so we get that edge to glue in there nicely. And then when that's secure, then we're just going to stretch it over and clip it on without gluing this part. And we'll come back to that when that's done. I've already done the squab cover and I've just done the cushion, and I've given it a good coat of Fix-A-Fix. Now this is a contact adhesive, and once it goes off you can glue the squab on, but be warned, you only really get one go. It's so strong. Once that glues together, that's no getting that apart. So I've now glued the centre, and I've got the edge nicely in the crease there with the seam nice and straight. Same on the other side. Now what we're going to do is we're going to just fold that all down, all the way around. I'll just come back to it in a minute when I've done that, and we'll clip it all up. Okay, so we've got the cover pulled down. Just going to go around in a minute and clip it all up, and then we're just going to finish off these little bits. We're going to fold them in, clip them around the hinge for the back. And what we'll do is we'll just make a couple of cuts at the front, fold that in, that side and that side, and that's going to look. And just clip the back up, and that's all going to look fine when that's done. Okay, we'll come back to that in a minute. Okay, so now we've finished the base, we could turn our attentions to the back. We've got the rear cushion that we previously cut right down. That's going to fit nicely there, which we're going to glue round. We're going to glue it to the back. Then we're going to fit the rear card that we've purchased. It's the rear base that just tapes and glues, and it has 3 screws along that bottom edge just there that we're going to fit. And then once we've got all that fitted, we're going to come back to it and have a look at the cover. So what we've done now is we've put the cushion face down on the work table. We've laid the frame on top. We've carefully glued the cushion and the frame and all along here. And what we're going to do is let it cure, and then we're going to press it down, and hopefully that's going to let the cushion stick to the frame and give the seat at the front some shape. And then we're going to fold those bits over, and then we're going to have got the card here, seat back. We just put a couple of little scribes in here to help it bend over, and we'll put that on and put a little bit of glue on that as well in a minute, and then we'll see how we get on with that. Okay, so now that we've got the rear sponge glued to the frame, we've put the rear card in position. We've just put a couple of screws in to stop it moving around. We put a couple of scores down the sides, which is going to help it form the curve at the back. We've put plenty more glue on the frame, glued the inside of the card. We just give it 5 minutes just to finish going off, and then we'll glue it in position and see where we are. Okay, so now we have the card all glued in position. We've got the sponge overlapped. We put some masking tape to hold it all together, and we're probably going to leave the masking tape in place even when we put the cover on, because you'll probably find that actually a lot of original seats, when you actually take the cushions off, they did actually still have the tape on. So that's what we're going to do. We're just going to leave the tape in, and that's going to hold it all together. Right, so next stage is to try and test fit the cover. So we slid the cover on, and we're going to have to fold that over there. So we just realised that the card is just a little bit proud here, so I'm just trimming that off. When I've done that, I'll be able to put that over the back there. Okay, so we've slipped the cover on, and as you can see, it all fits on nice, but we can see the ridge of the cushion and the edge of the seat cover, and obviously we can't leave it like that. So what we'd do is that when we get ready to glue, we're going to glue it inside later, but before we glue it, we're going to just press the cushion, and we're going to pull that round, and then we glue it. It's going to glue the edge into the piping. So I'm just holding that there, but you can see it's already improved. But once that's glued and I pull it in and it holds, it'll look perfect. Okay, so to glue the cover, the only way of doing this now, I should really have a latex glove, but this is all I've got for the moment, is we're going to get some glue on my hands, or I'm going to get some glue on my hands. I'm going to get my hand right up there, I'm going to spread it in there, I'm going to let it go off, and then I'm going to put it together. So I'm going to have a go at that, and then I'll come back in a couple of minutes and see how it's come out. So I've got the glue. You can see I'm spreading it all around my hand. Okay, so I've done all that side. Nice. We'll just give that a couple of minutes and see if we can work it together. So you can see we've sort of carefully gone round, pulling it round, tucking in the corner. So now you can just see there, there, that that's actually not a bad edge now. And now we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Okay, so now I've fitted the handle on the side, I've clipped it up at the back. That's pretty much done. What we haven't done, we've decided not to fit the headrests, because this particular car is going to run most of the time with a tonneau cover, and we don't really want the headrest pocket, so we've decided not to fit the headrests. So basically now we've just got to fit them in the car.